Hello. Today is a special day. We have launched my new book, which is a memoir, and it is called Life of a Mystic: Embracing Pathways to Consciousness. And it's so interesting that it's easy for me to talk about my other books where I have a co-writer. I'm either meeting a leprechaun called Lloyd, who wants me to teach about elementals and what they're doing with the earth, or I'm meeting a dragon called Jake, where he wants to talk about the dragon world and what it's like there and how dragons are working with humans. So when I have books to write with other wonderful beings, I can talk about it. But when it's just me stepping forward saying it's a book about me, I get all shy. And I'm sure you can identify with that because it's often difficult for people to talk about themselves. And so, why would I write a spiritual autobiography? Well, if it were just a plain old autobiography, I probably wouldn't have written it actually. But and I felt that Spirit also was encouraging me to write this as a handbook for others. Because a lot of the things that we go through on our spiritual journey are predictable. It's just like the fears we face. They're predictable. There's fears of the unknown, fears of change, fears of rejection, fears of failure. We've all got them. And it's the same with our spiritual journey. When we first start our spiritual journey, we are doing it because we're not happy with the way things are going in our own world. We're not knowing who we are, what our purpose is, and what we're supposed to do with our life. And so this is common for all of us. And we often then read books, and there have been books on my path that have helped me for sure. And we go to people's courses, and I certainly did that in the early years, took a lot of courses in dream work and meditation and self-hypnosis and healing. And then we start going on our own unique path, and that's what we all have to do. But even on our own unique path, folks, there are still predictable things. For example, we will probably be drawn to meditation. I was. There's many ways that I have meditated along my path, and each one has helped me at a certain stage in my life. We are also drawn often to looking at our past lives. I did this as well, and I talk about my past lives in this book, some of them that are unique. We may be drawn to look at our ancestors and where did they come from. And then in doing that, we are often called to go to sacred sites of the world. I did that too. And I took people for over 20 years to sacred sites of the world to help open these sacred sites to heal the earth because they're on acupuncture points of the earth, and also to help heal the individuals because they're power spots. They're also called dragon lines. So these are some things that happen to us on our spiritual journey, and unfortunately, we also will go through dark nights of the soul. And it may only be one, it may be a healing crisis, it might be losing our parents, it might be our spouse leaves us, but there will be dark nights of the soul that will catapult us into deeper spiritual journeying. And I have had many of those, as I'm sure you have. And looking at the various ways to get through dark nights, I thought would be helpful for you because I have done that. And ultimately, What are we to do? We are to serve. It's always about love. It's always about loving others, loving the world, loving our beautiful earth, loving all sentient beings, and being of service here on this planet. And that is where I have come to. I'm hoping that my life has been one of service. And so this is why I've ultimately written this book. And people tell me it's full of humor and that it's courageous and that I am very honest. And this is true. I'm talking about things that I have never shared before because I am quite a private person. And I'm talking about these because I think that these will be the things that will help you as well. So, that is a short introduction to my new book, Life of a Mystic Embracing Pathways to Consciousness. And I hope that you will feel drawn to go with firmer strength in your own spiritual journey. And I'm hoping that this book will help you on that.